So you want to become a god tier driller, capable of carrying your teammates on any hazard level. Well, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to go over my builds and playstyle on driller that make me a bug killing machine. We'll start by doing a rundown of my equipment in the equipment terminal, and then we'll go into some live gameplay where I explain my thought process and how I approach different mission types. The first build we're going to go over is a crisper flamethrower sticky flames build that I find really fun, especially on drill dozer mission. The build I run is a 2-3-2-3-2 that gives you extra reach, sticky flames, which is crucial for this. You can run this build even if you don't have sticky fuel, because sticky flames allow you to do this, but sticky fuel overclock makes it much better. Then I've got slowdown on the flames, more ammo, and explosions when you hit direct damage on targets. You could go more heat here. These are a little bit interchangeable because the goal of this is not direct damage. But to have that option is nice. Next up, I'm running the Sabata on this, just to take out long-range targets that are high priority, like Mactera, or maybe a menace on the ceiling, or some web or acid spitters that are kind of too far away for me to effectively kill with my flamethrower. I just have an oversized mag, which is a balanced overclock here that just gives me more ammo, essentially, in my mags. As for perks, you're definitely going to be wanting to run Vampire, because if you didn't know, Vampire on Driller procs if you kill a bug with your drills or your impact axe as well as your pickaxe. That gives you plenty of ways to res yourself if you're iron willing, and just a lot of ways to regenerate health without needing red sugar. Resupplier is a must on all classes in my opinion, and then I like to run Thorns because taking out the little guys is just annoying even when you have a flamethrower. Sprint and Iron Will for my active perks is what I prefer on all of my classes except for the Scout. Just because it can get you out of a rough situation with Dash, and Iron Will is just a must. For the drills, it's straight down the one line here. And for the C4 here, I have only 2 charges on my satchel, but it is much damage, so I recommend going this, especially if you're going to be using your C4s on the Industrial Sabotage boss. Alright, well, let's hop into our first mission here, and that'll be a drill dozer mission here, so I can really showcase the strengths of this build. We'll be running these missions on Hazard 5, of course, so without further ado, let's get into some gameplay. Alright, so our drop pod managed to fill up before we even came down, which is very nice. We'd love to get a nice 4-player Hazard 5 mission early in the morning here. So let's talk a little bit about what Sticky Flames does. So Sticky Flames allows you to lay down fire lines on the ground, so you won't be aiming at bugs necessarily, but making kind of a no-no zone for them to walk through. Due to the way that Sticky Flames works, it is actually best in tight environments, which is not exactly what Sandblasted Corridors offers, but it's always viable in my opinion. I'll demonstrate here on this Swarmer Tunnel what Sticky Flames aims to do. I can just make a little ring around this, and all of the bugs will walk out and immediately die. It's beautiful. Look at that. You can optionally pre-drill as the driller, which means on a drill dozer mission going ahead and drilling past where the drill dozer is going to go. If you see these other rooms on your minimap here, or your terrain scanner, that just allows you to clear out threats before you get to them. I don't like doing it because it takes a lot of extra time, honestly, so it's really a preference thing. Ooh, gotta reload here. Here you'll see I'm just going to lay out a line of fire for all of the bugs coming from behind the drill dozer to walk through, and essentially that's all I really have to do for the majority of the escort part of this mission. The flames last a long time, especially with this unstable overclock that I'm running. So going like this is all you have to do every like 20 or so seconds to make sure that all of the bugs perish. Getting a little low health, I'm going to use my my melee throwing axes as well as my drills to restore a little bit of health when I can here. Save the red sugar for my teammates, you know? This is where the Sabata comes in handy. The Sabata is very accurate, so it allows you to pinpoint weak points all the way across the map. As the driller, you are capable of making the terrain whatever you want, so clearing line of sights is your job and you should be looking to do it whenever you can. So this thing is kind of in the way, it's going to block some teammates' shots, I'm going to get them out of the way, as well as these pillars. Just make your area as nice as you can. So one thing that not many people know is that mining or picking up fuel, this oil shale, from the ground in its little pellet form is actually faster than picking it up from the big chunks. So the driller should be C4ing or EPC mining all of it down so that your teammates can pick it up in a faster manner if you're looking to speedrun your missions or just really speed them up in any way. Now, the fire does take a little while to kill the bugs, so it's not a good close-range solution, but laying your fire lines out a little further from you and your teammates is the play so that they have time to catch fire and burn before they get to you. Now, the downside to blowing up the oil shale chunks is that they do go flying sometimes and can make them scattered, which ends up being less efficient than just mining them off the wall. So it's a bit of a catch-22, where it's sometimes better and sometimes not. But I'll go ahead and do it again just to showcase here. And we got bugs coming. A lot of them at that. So like I said with the Sabata, you should be looking to pick off high priority targets with exposed weak points. I just heard a few septic spreaders, but it seems like my teammates managed to pick them off before I could. And like that right there, Nayaka Trawler jumped out of the ground. I can pinpoint its weak point and go ahead and pop some free shots into that. There's a septic spreader. I'll do the same thing. But the high priority targets you're looking for are Macteras, septic spreaders, menaces, just anything that is scary and has exposed weak points, really. Spitballers included. Alright, we need a little bit more oil shale. There's some over there. I'm gonna run over for it. No point blowing this one up. I'm too close to being full. Lay out a forward placed fire line here. Hopefully takes out the majority of the bugs coming. There's a bulk. Bulks are the highest priority thing ever when you're fighting or when you're on a drill dozer mission. These guys are so important to take down because they will one-shot Dottie. I'm sure you know this, but just they are worth dumping everything into when you can to get them down as fast as possible. Dottie is on a field trip. What is going on here? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and quick thinking, drill myself and my NG a tunnel up so that we don't get trapped down here since Doretta decided to path like an absolute Pepega. Make sure my teammates know where this is so that they can also come up. Another fire ring. This is what makes running sticky flames so much fun in my opinion. You just set it and forget it. Make a no-no zone and none of the bugs can get to Doretta. So in rooms where you're going to have long, prolonged fights, this is true for the driller on all classes, you should again shape the terrain to make sure it is as easy as possible to defend. Once the sandstorm clears, I will have a bit better visual and I can show you what I mean by this. Things like this pillar, Doretta's right here, this pillar's here, there's no reason for all of this zone to be blocked off. I'm going to go ahead and mine it down by first C4ing the top to disconnect it, I guess, just to speed this up a little bit. And then I will just look at 0 degrees, so perfectly flat, and go ahead and mine out the rest of this bottom chunk. Takes no time, and it just helps your team in an immense amount when you're trying to defend for long times. Same thing true with these pillars. It's nice to clear them out on the Hearthstone fight, just to give your team more line of sight. I only really clear out the 2, one on either side of Doretta, because the other 2 in the back don't really bother me or your team that much. Alright, now once we start Doretta up, the bugs are going to be coming from likely all sides. This is a big room, so they're probably going to come from behind as well, which makes this build a little bit less effective. But generally on a Doretta mission, I will just be flaming right here where I'm looking with my laser pointer. A line here, and a line here is enough to keep most of the bugs off of Dottie, because many bugs spawn in like this area, and will come down and path directly through your flames and be low health before they even get close, hopefully. So we'll see that in action here in just a second. I think it's good as the driller to stand on Doretta for the majority of the Hearthstone fight. There's an example of the bugs spawning right where I was looking, and having a line right there just takes them all out. If you can look for the pack spawns where the dirt is piling up like that, you can get a proactive flame line to just cut off their path immediately, and then the bugs don't even stand a chance, honestly. You don't do great against big enemies like this oppressor, but obviously your pickaxe does extra damage to the oppressor, so getting in close and hitting them with your axes or your pickaxe is a strong way to take them out, because your build doesn't do a great job doing that with this exact loadout. Whee! Hopefully, it looks like our NG's got this handled with his splats, so we don't even have to worry about rock phase. That's very nice. Check out my engineer guide or my tips and tricks guide if you want to have a good guide on how to set up this rock platform consistently. But our NG is doing a great job with it. Very nice. That's a rock and stone. If you do have to take something out, don't bother shooting your flamethrower at these rocks. Use your Sabata and your throwing axes, because those are both very effective at taking them out. Because we took the extra reach perk, I can hit things like this on the ceiling and lay a nice fire line that's going to take out most of the bugs up there. That's where the reach really comes in handy, especially on big maps like this. That's bad. Hard focus the bulk. There are 2 bulks. That is very, very bad. We're going to focus the closer bulk here. I'm struggling to talk a little bit just because this has become a very dire situation very quickly. I'm going to try to get our NG up because we need all of the DPS possible, or our scout, I mean. Alright. Well, the bulk is within range of Doretta for its death explosion, so we are in a desperate situation here. And this sandstorm is certainly not helping. Oh, it's blowing up. I had no idea. Alright, Doretta survived that hit somehow. I'm going to go for repairs on Dottie, and hopefully my teammates can get a res off on the other guy and take out these pillars. The driller can be a good option to take out the pillars, but if your gunner has a weapon that can destroy terrain, he is the better option. Seems like since nobody is shooting the tips of them, it's going to be my job though, so I'm going to get on to drilling the pillars as soon as I see them spawn. There we go. Take out the high priority target in the distance, then lay a fire line. That's all you really gotta do. So we managed to get those 2 bulks out of the way without losing a piece of Doretta. Very nice by my team. Everybody played that pretty well, I'd say. I don't know how the explosion of the first one didn't end up taking a piece of Dottie out, but I will take it. Alright, just like that. That is a very clean drill dozer mission. Alright, the next build we're going to be taking a look at is the Freezing Heavy build. This one is my tuned cooler build. Of course, you can run this or my last one, like I mentioned, without the overclock, and it will still work decently well. It's just better if you have them. And this one is fully focused on getting freezes on your enemies so that your teammates can take them out more efficiently. So you're going to go with cold here. We're going to go 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. And that's going to maximize how quickly you can freeze an enemy, which is ideal, especially for dreadnought missions, which is what I'm going to be running to show you guys the strengths of this build. So freeze things at a faster rate, more ammo, increased rate of fire, larger ammo again, and more cold. So yes, faster rate of fire and double cold perk makes it so you freeze bugs incredibly quickly, which is exactly what you're looking for here. Just to switch it up, I'm going to be running my EPC build. Honestly, I don't think that this is spec'd fantastically, but it works for me and I'm comfortable with it, which is all that really matters when you're running EPC mining, in my opinion. And I've got here 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Everything else on this build is exactly the same as it was on the last driller loadout. So let's just jump into gameplay so I can get to talking about how I like to do these. Alright, so we were not so lucky this time with getting teammates to join before the mission started. But here we are in a currently solo Hazard 5 Dreadnought mission on Magma Core. Woo! Everybody's favorite. So, of course, you probably know, freezing makes it so enemies take, I think it's 3 times damage, maybe not, maybe 2.5 times damage from all sources, which is very, very nice and allows you to pretty much solo take out any big enemy very quickly, including the bosses. They also things don't have their post-death effects like explosions on exploders, so that's also a nice benefit of freezing things. Because of the damage amplification when an enemy is frozen, you can use your drills as a weapon on frozen enemies and get a ton of health back through your vampire perk, and take them out very quickly and ammo efficiently. That is a very nice part of using this build as the driller. We got a annoying thing to get to here. See if I can snag it, please. Oh, well, that's gonna hurt. Success, though. Let's go ahead and get a freeze on all the bugs coming my way. And then walk through them, drill them and grill them, if you will. Freezing instantly kills flying enemies, which is very nice. You kind of are the designated Mac Terra killer because of that. And my teammate's gone ahead and opened up the Dreadnought. So here we go into our first Dreadnought fight. It is the default Dreadnought, so nothing too scary on that front. I'm going to use my EPC for a little extra damage here. Thin Containment Field is not a bad option for when he's still on his shield phase and you're needing to spend that ammo anyways. Nice. So I was not quick enough on the freeze here. My NG has hyperprop, so he took his shield off way quicker than I was expecting. But normally, you're going to want to make sure you have him into his frozen as soon as he gets into his vulnerable phase. So I'll try to demonstrate that here on this next cycle. So he's getting a little bit close, so I'm going to go ahead and start tap firing this. You can see his freeze bar up near his health. I'm going to wait for my NG to... There we go. And I freeze him, and he hyperprops it, and look how much damage that did. Hopefully you understood what I was talking about there, because it happened a little too fast for me to explain it well. Oh my gosh, this NG is fragging. Look at how much damage this man does. That was wild. But yeah, that's the power of freezing. You saw how much damage his hyperprop did. After I had frozen the Dreadnought on that second phase. And after that, I guess he just took it away. Ah, no! That's okay, my health got low, but all I need to do is my little freeze drill combo here. And I should be right back up to full health without a problem. It's getting a little tough to see though, which doesn't help. And if you're really panicking and need some distance, you can always just throw your throwing axes to get some health from afar. Alright, so a Hive Guard is the perfect time to showcase when you should be using your C4 in a Dreadnought mission, or any fight, really. It's one of the best instances to use it when it pops its second phase, where it has the 3 prongs that are damageable. Because your C4 can one-tap just about all 3 of them, I believe. I wish we had a scout so that this portion of the video wasn't so dark, but, you know, you deal with what you deal with. There you go, I took out 2 of them. It wasn't a perfect throw, but as you can see, it is very nice, and this will give me some time to get it just about frozen. There it comes, and we instantly cycled it. There's how you want to be handling a Hive Guard. There we go. Managed to get the freeze off as well. This is a sick combo here. You can see how an engineer and a driller can just hard carry a dreadnought mission. I let myself run out of C4. I should have been a little bit better on that front. I didn't know he has jet boots. Where are the jet boots? Well, this man managed to find these jet boots, and I did not. So that was a really fast mission. Hopefully I got enough footage there for you guys to understand how to use this build. This is one of the strongest builds, in my opinion, for the driller, so I didn't even get to showcase the EPC mining, because it wasn't even necessary. But here you go. It's a little harder on Magma Core anyways. At least I can equip my jet boots before we go. Whee! For the final build of this video, we're going to be going with the corrosive sludge pump just to round out all three of Driller's primaries. As you can see, I like to run 3-3-1-1-2. That gives you more AoE on the spreading goop, more damage directly on normal shots, duration of the goop, some spillback, which essentially just gets you more ammo overall, and more corrosive damage for bugs that are gooped. I'm running the hydrogen ion additive clean overclock here. Just does some more damage and more slowdown. Very nice. I haven't really found a overclock that I love for the sludge pump, and that leads to me not using it all that often. But we'll give it a go here, and I'll talk you through the way I like to play when I do tend to use it, or do try to use it. We're going to be going with the plasma charger again, same build as last time with the EPC mining, since I didn't really get to showcase it much in my last mission. Everything else will be the same. Actually, I'll switch up to the HE grenade just for a little bit of variety here. Alright, so we are going into a quite dangerous mission. We got rival presence in Cave Leech Cluster here on a salvage mission. I wanted to pick a salvage mission because it has a lot of talking points for the driller class as a whole. And I actually lucked out on getting this to be a rival presence mission because I have one huge tip for dealing with them as a driller. If you've watched my advanced tips and tricks video, you will already know what that is. But if not, then stay tuned. You'll see it as soon as I can locate the rival presence. So this plays a little bit like Sticky Flames, where you're kind of focused on area denial with the sludge pump. As you can see, it works very well again on the swarmer tunnels. Just takes them out as soon as they spawn, denies them. Oh, well, apparently I missed a hole, but oh, that was not good. But yeah, apparently I did not hit the swarmer spawn point. Oops. Ah, it's beautiful. Look at this. This is another jet boots mission. That's 2 in a row. You'll love to see it. Use my EPC mining to set up a field of damage for these guys. Also, when it comes to... Ooh, I'm being spit on. When it comes to the shredder drones, your drills as driller are fantastic at taking them out. Since they're weak to melee damage, and so are all robots, the drills make for a fantastic way to take them out without even needing to aim very well. Alright, that's a lot of bugs. That's a good time for me to drop a C4. Take them out as they spawn. Try to get some area denial for them coming down this tight corridor here. Oh, forgot that I was running HE grenades. I'm so used to running my, what's it called? Impact axes on all of my driller classes. I didn't see a safe escape route there, so I'm gonna do what drillers do best and dig into the wall. It gives me a safe way to loop back and not have to aggro whatever is in that room. Go ahead and take out all these remaining enemies here. Let my acid do its corrosion work. Thanks for the help, Bosco. My direct damage is a bit lacking on this build, so I'm going to try to use these grenades here to do a little bit of work for us. Oops, took my level too long. Let me cook. But yeah, we're going to kind of let Bosco do the bulk of the work. Haha. See if I can sneak past. As you can see, I'm just avoiding aggroing the next room. I know that the rival presence is likely in there, so I don't want to be running in there all willy-nilly when I already have a big enough threat on my hands as this bulk walks at me. I need to not forget that I have these jet boots equipped either. Alright. Bulk's been handled. Now I need to beware. This is a cave leech cluster. And I don't have a scout, so I gotta be really cautious. That's another reason I didn't want to enter this room. Let's see if I can get a very long range. Nah, a little early there. There we go. Nice shot on that spitballer. Let him decay a little bit. See if that'll reach him. Doesn't look like it did. That's fine. A couple of those will do it. Alright, let's very cautiously clear out these cave leeches. I can see a little bit of them in the, like, shadowy areas of this ceiling. The Sabata would be much better here, but like I said, I'm trying to show you guys the EPC mining in action a little bit more than I did in the last video. You can use your drills to crack open Evo nuts really quick, so that's another nice tip to give there. Alright, so I'm worried and trying to use my other weapons because, as you can see, my sludge pump build here, that is not good. Is starting to run a little low on ammo. Let's see if I can not get grabbed here, but I don't know if I have a chance. I do, thankfully. This guy's got to get down. And I'm going to retreat into an area that I know is safe, back towards where I came from. Safe from cave leeches, that is. Because, yeah, I can't be getting leeched at this moment. This is a very good example of a chaotic mission. Good lord, there's so much going on already. And we haven't even had the chance to deal with the present threat of rival presence. There we go, heard that leech. I'm trying to clear some new area as well, because I'm going to need ammo before I take out too much more here. So I'm trying to clear some new area, find some red sugar, and I really meant to say nitra there. And we do have some red sugar. Quick EPC pop on that. Oof. Didn't realize there was a turret here. Let's see if I can escape to this red sugar. Thanks for the jet boots for that one. Bosco's focusing on the turret, and I'm going to go do the same. And this guy is posing problems for me. Finally taking him out. And that brings us up to not quite enough nitra for a resuppy. Alright, so this is going to be certainly a good example of a chaotic mission. I would really not like to run through this area because I haven't cleared it fully, but the Nemesis is leaving me no real options. Alright, was there any more nitra in here that I can pick up? I'm scrambling to make sure I can get myself a resupply. But yeah, I'm burning valuable time here because, you know, as time goes on, the more bugs are going to spawn. So that is one off of a resup. So close. One loot bug would do it. Or one more swing, obviously, if I can locate some nitra. So thankful for these jet boots here. Well, I'm gonna not have to use them as a crutch for a little bit now. Okay. That is enough nitra, thankfully. But not in a good situation here. My boots have finally gotten back. So let's get to Molly, deposit this nitra, and have a resupply to save us. Go, trying to use the last of what we have here just to clear out the area. Make it so I can definitely get that resupply safely. And I am fully out of ammo here. Alright, this is a risky resupply, but I need it, so got it. Thanks for the resupplier perk, comes in very handy. Alright, now we can focus on taking out that Nemesis, but it looks like Bosco has slowly been chipping away, so... Phew. And right on cue, a teammate finally joins to help me out. Sick. Alright, we've dealt with some of the major threats now, and I can finally show you the trick I was talking about earlier. That pertains to, well, not quite yet. That pertains to taking out rival presence missions. Okay, so about the rival presence, here's what we're going to do. I found the turret controller. I'm going to go ahead and ping it. And then what I'm going to want to do is drill down below the turret controller, all the way below the base here. And I've overheated my drills like an absolute buffoon. That is not what you want to do. But ping the turret controller, come down below, wait for your drills to un-overheat. And there you go. I have access to the turret controller from a safe area. And hopefully, so long as no bugs come up behind me, I can take this out without too much problem if I would stop misclicking. Like this. Alright, there you go. Oh, and we can finally breathe. We are 11 minutes into the mission, and we can take a breath of fresh air. Holy crap, that was quite the start to a mission, and that's what makes DRG so fun. That's a little EPC pop there. High-speed mining action, you know. I don't like that these bots have spawned and I'm low health, so I'm gonna use my jet boot sprint combo to get me across the map to the nearest red sugar, because I'm not playing any games when it comes to patrol bots. Go ahead and knock that nitra down for myself. It's a good instance of where EPC mining is very nice, because I don't have a scout, so even though I do have jet boots and that kind of makes it trivial that I don't have a scout, it's still nice to have the option to just very quickly knock them down in one quick burst. Let's see if I can lob a C4 into the chaotic amount of bugs coming at me. There we go. I'm gonna prioritize these acid spit or web spitters. And that patrol bot is still living somewhere, so let's see if I can find him and hopefully get a hack on him. One of the only oh, there's a hole there. One of the only times I'll mine gold in this game is when I am running EPC, just because why not? It's so quick. Pick it up instantly instead of having to do 2-hit mining on the entire thing, which is kind of a pain and not worth my time, I think, in most cases. Alright, so when it comes to defending the areas on salvage missions, you have a couple of options. One of those being bunkering. Now, bunkering is a hot topic in a lot of communities in DRG. That's mostly because bunkering is not the best strategy. It seems like it's fantastic and makes it so you can never fail a mission. But that isn't always the case. You know, a bulk spawns and you're down in a hole, you're not in a good situation. And a lot of the reason that people don't like it, including myself, is that bunkering just kind of takes the fun out of the game. It makes it a little bit too easy in most scenarios and takes away the, you know, intense gunplay and things that you play DRG because, or for. So, you can bunker if you'd like. Just know that you should ask your teammates if you're playing with randoms, because not everybody wants to be a part of a bunkering team. So keep that in mind. Now, what you should do is not necessarily set up a bunker, but set up a nice little point that you can easily defend for your team. That often includes digging out a little cave behind your defense area, because it's usually located near a wall. Make sure that you have a nice flat area with good lines of sight, because you're going to be standing in this point for, you know, a couple of minutes, and it's just best to make sure you have all of the space all the space you can to be able to dodge and shoot bugs. Like, I'll knock down this little pillar here. Just anything that could block our shots and make it so bugs are harder to hit, go ahead and dig it out of the way. Part of that is coming to right here, your defense point. You're going to want to drill this down into the ground just a little bit so it's out of your way and again gives you better lines of sight. So stand right in the middle, look 45 degrees down, and drill, pop, there you go, down, out of the way. I'm trying to get my goo out far away from me. Similar to the sticky flames, just kill the bugs before they get close. Just lay down areas that they are not permitted to walk through without getting slowed and destroyed by the acid. Alright, so it looks like fuel cells are going to be dropping right up here, right above the other point. Yeah, NG knows that these should be taken out. I'll go ahead and do that. No need for him to be working on that. I'm going to cut it off at the ceiling. And cut it off at the base. And there we go. We've cleared out a lot of line of sight for us. And here with this one, since it's not really wide, I go ahead and mine it down manually. Just get it down a little bit out of your line of sight. Classic things for the driller. something I want to say as this mission is coming to a close is 1, thank you guys for watching, and 2, if you want to critique my builds or playstyles, feel free, but do it in a respectful manner. I do read my comments and I'll listen to what you guys say, but understand that building is subjective and it's up to the player what they like to run and how they enjoy playing that kind of weapon or whatever. So feel free to say whatever your opinions are on this guide, but let me know how you feel in a respectful manner. Thank you. Alrighty, here we are on the final 30 seconds of this very, very chaotic mission. It was a blast to play, though. And I wanted to say thank you guys again for watching. I really hope that this guide has helped you out. Hopefully you'll become a better driller because of it. Let me know if you guys want to see more like this. I'm thinking that the scout guide will be coming out next. I've had requests from a few viewers in the past to do more like this in my NG version of this video. These are a blast to make, and I'm glad to help out whenever I can. Make sure to like and subscribe to make sure that YouTube knows that you like this type of video and that it should be pushed to more viewers. Thank you guys again, and rock and stone.